Terry Battisti with the Bass Fishing Archives, and I'm sitting here with Roland Martin, a man that needs no introduction. Roland, we were just talking about the first year that you went on the Bassmaster Trail in 1970, and you missed the Angler of the Year from Bill Dance. And can you kind of tell me about that year and how it started off your career?
I will, but you know, folks, this guy knows more about the history of bass fishing in my history than I think I do, because we had dinner last night, and you were pulling up facts and figures of my early years that I had forgotten about. But I do remember really clearly about that first year, because I started off my first tournament on the Toledo Bend tournament, and so the second tournament of the year I couldn't make. I couldn't fish the Ross Barnett tournament, so I missed it.
Yep.
But then I came back on the third tournament with another second place win, and then I followed it up with a first place finish at Seminole. So anyway, the long story short, I could have done a little better if I hadn't missed that whole tournament.
Right.
But Dance was my hero. In fact, that same year, at the end of the year, we get right down to the last tournament of the 1970 season, Bill and I were rooming together. And it was kind of a memorial thing because we'd been nip and tuck and pretty much tied for the year. And I'd won a couple tournaments and he'd won a couple. And so anyway, it was down to the wire, and I gave him a spinnerbait. So this is the News Royal spinnerbait. And so he and I said, why don't you go this way and we'll go this way, we'll work together. And the last day of the tournament, we were just like tied. And I had this one fish, and what that one fish would have done would have won the tournament. If I'd weighed the fish in, it would have beat Bill by a few ounces. But I was afraid that they were going to measure the fish. I said, well, maybe without the fish, I'll still beat them. It'd be close.
Yeah.
So I decided not to weigh the fish in. And so when Harold Sharp went to weigh the fish, he just threw them on the scale. He didn't even look at how big they were. And I said, my heavens, I could have weighed the fish in, and then I lost the tournament by 7 ounces.
Right.
Well, that probably wouldn't have won me Angler of the Year, because that would have only be a 1-point difference.
Right.
What would have won me the Angler of the Year that year is if I fished that Ross Barnett tournament.
Right.
But I think Bill won that. See, Bill won that Ross Barnett tournament. So, you know, it was one of these kind of deals that I would have needed to do pretty well because to beat him, because he did win the tournament.
Yep.
So, but anyway, it was just a great year, and Bill was my hero. Because to begin with, I was so proud to be like a roommate with Bill, because he was the best worm fisherman in the whole world. He was the best structure fisherman in the world. He had already set records and won 6 or 7 tournaments. And so just the fact that he would take me under his wing and allow me to just be with him and just kind of share information and be a team, like a team deal. And those early years, it's a great thing about the early years of tournament fishing, is guys work together. You don't find that today.
Right.
I mean, I know Kevin Van Dam, I know all the great fishermen today. It's not, they don't work together like we did back 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Even about 40 years ago. 40-something years ago.
Exactly.
And you don't work together like that because it's such a cutthroat thing. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, and some are going to hold back a little bit. And everybody's going to hold back because, you know, I'll tell you a little bit about the pattern, but I'm not going to tell you where I'm fishing. I'm not going to do this, that, and the other. But back in those early years, like fishing with Bill and being a partner with Bill and rooming with Bill, we told each other exactly what we were doing. And it was so much more fun because the camaraderie of working together is the fun of bass fishing. Well, you know, when I can learn something from you or Bill or whoever it might be about a new lure, he showed me some new jigs, and I showed him a new spinnerbait, blah, blah, blah. And it was so much fun working together like that.
Yep. Too bad we don't have that today. But, you know, maybe we can get it back. Roland, I appreciate your time, sir, and look forward to working with you again.